If you want to be strong in life, period, you cannot afford to have excuses in your life. And I've noticed that anyone who has excuses are very weak. They don't have a relationship with God. Satan is their daddy, and they have a bunch of excuses and blame about their own failure. It's mind-blowing to see that. They have to overcome that.
As somebody who was out of the house at 18, you know, I'm sure failing a lot, learning a lot of hard lessons. How did it make you feel to see now? It's like, especially, I mean, I took a long time to move out of the house. I think I was 26, which felt too long. But I just like, I think I was maybe making like, I didn't have a good job. Like I ended up having to move in with like a bunch of roommates in like New York City. But I was staying behind. I don't know. I just feel like it's worse for like men who keep living at home. Like
absolutely.
And I feel like I have friends who are guys who stay at home and they're like well into their late 20s, maybe early 30s. And it's like treating their mothers like the assistant, like order this, and this for me, by the way. And I just feel like you don't like appreciate so much until you are standing on your own 2 feet, paying for all of your bills, all of your food, making all of your meals, or buying them.
Any parent that allows their sons, especially their sons, to stay home past 18, don't love their parent. I mean, don't love their children. They hate their children. And there are many cases where mothers keep their sons at home. They'd rather put their husbands out before they put their sons out of the house.
But I mean, that's strong. Those are strong words, Jesse, to say like that the mothers hate their kids by letting them stay at home.
Because if they love them, they will bring them to the point of 18, training them how to be responsible while growing up, teaching them to be responsible at 18, because common sense says that the man, in order for him to really, really grow, he needs to go out and deal with life. And that's what love is. That's what my grandparents had for me. They had love for me and my mother, their other children. And so, but parents today, especially mothers, they're horny for their sons. And so
horny for their son.
If you notice, if a son should escape the mother, move out, the mother call him every day. She emailing every day. Where are you? What you doing?
There's a lot of that.
If you start dating, they're jealous of the girl that you date. They want to be all involved in it. They're mad at the girl as though, they're the guy. And then if let's say you do get married and you move to Hawaii, but while growing up, the mother said, I don't like Hawaii. I would never live in Hawaii, right? And so the son said, oh, good. I'm glad you know this. I'm going to move my family to Hawaii. All of a sudden, the mother said, oh, I think I love Hawaii. And she'll come there and destroy your family. She will hate her in-law because she's jealous of the son. She's horny for her own son. That's why she would put her husband or boyfriend out of the house before she would with the son. And she would find ways to keep him there. She would make him feel guilty. She would make him feel like, oh, I'm your mother. You got to take care of me and all that. That's not love. That's hate.
Wow. I mean, I definitely know I've met some guys where like, yeah, the moms are a bit helicoptery. And I just think back to like I have an older brother, so he was like the only son. And like, I don't know. And there's definitely something about like, oh, you're my boy. Like, I don't know if it's because he was I don't know if my mom was horny for my brother, but she definitely treated him differently than like me or my sister. Yeah. And like, it's almost, he could do no wrong growing up. He'd be beaten up on me and I'd be like, nobody would believe me. And I just feel like, yes, he was a great student and Eagle Scout, like great father, right now. And great guy.
Chrissie, if you notice, those type of guys end up marrying women just like their mothers. They get married to because they hate their mothers. Really, they are angry at their mothers. So whomever you become angry at control you. You become like whomever you're angry at. And so these guys, they end up dating or marrying women that just like mama. And so their woman become their mother, and they become the boy because they never got over the mother. And
right. They're just looking for a substitute, like the next person to like pick up their socks and make, I mean, yes, like there are women that love to do laundry and love to cook and love to do all like the feminine roles. But like, I agree, there does need to be a like push out of the nest time where you really like bang around and figure out certain things that you can't learn unless you're living on your own.
And until they overcome their mother by forgiving, they have to go to their mother and say, hey, I'm sorry for resenting you, for turning me away from my father, for imposing your will on me. The woman will always be their God because of resenting their mother. The women are the men's God, and it's hard for them to deal with God. But when they forgive their mothers, God will forgive them, because most of the mothers are not going to admit that they were wrong. The hardest thing in the world for a woman to do is to admit that she's wrong. She will send you to hell before she says she was wrong. She want to blame the father. She want to blame you. She'll blame everyone. So that's why God has it set up. Go and forgive, and I will forgive you. Don't ever ask for forgiveness. Apologize for resenting, and God will forgive you. And then love your father. And that's what it means when God said that there will come a day when I return the children to the fathers and the fathers to the children. So you return to your father by forgiving him for not protecting you from your mother. Then you get your identity back. God will guide you, and you will have an amazing life. But until you're born again of the Father, return to the Father, you're only going to get worse in life instead of better.